cafe business, as she eventually wanted to start her own restaurant or food-related shop. During her study, she recognized her love for baking, which motivated her to take the next step and get hired at a bakery to gain experience. At 10 a.m., the bakery finally opens, filling the neighborhood with an aroma of their fresh baked goods. Wow, everything is individually wrapped. In Japan, food safety is paramount to showcasing and serving delectable breads. And with Japanese customers equally conscious about cleanliness, it's almost culturally mandatory for breads to be individually wrapped, assuring customers that each piece of bread has been properly handled and no one else has touched it. As their customers purchase their hot out of the oven breads, the kitchen must keep pace with the day's demands. Now she makes her signature shokupan, the bakery's best seller. So shokupan is a Japanese milk bread popular for its milky sweet taste, undeniable moistness, and pillowy cotton candy-like softness, often served as breakfast toast or sandwich bread. Different than traditional white bread, it has a rich, flavorful experience. In Japan, high-end shokupan is quite popular these days, and costs can range between $7 and $20, and despite the price, it's still regularly sold out. Looks like Arina is going to be doing her thing over here for just a little bit longer. So while she's doing that, let's see what's cooking up around this place. Hi, what's that?
これはバナナパンです。生のバナナが練り込んであって、上にカスタードクリームがかかってます。
Oh, is it popular?
人気ですね。
So, do you like working with your daughter?
いいところもあり、悪いところもありですね。
Well, what's the positive side?
言わなくてもお互い一生懸命力を注がなきゃいけないポイントとか、そういうのがちゃんとわかる。悪いところはお互い遠慮がないから親子喧嘩が始まる。
Oh no, who usually wins?
どっちも失敗だからお互いにどっちも負けとは認めないと思います。
Hi, so how did you start working here?
家が近くてパン屋さんが良かったので。
Have you worked at a bakery before?
前もパン屋さんで働いてました。
Why did you change?
ちょうどコロナがあって、それですごい満員電車に毎日乗ってたんですけど、なんかそれがすごいしんどくなっちゃって、家の近くで探したっていう感じです。
Ah, that makes sense. How's it working here?
皆さん優しいところが好きです。すごい楽しいですし、仕事が。
Cool. Now she has to make a quick run to the local vegetable shop, and she's literally running. Kinda caught me off guard. As a head baker, she says that her time is limited every day, so she's often running and working quickly to make the best use of her time. Ha! And she's still going. On her way to lunch, she makes a quick stop at a nearby organic cafe to drop off a delivery. It's common practice in Japan for local cafes and restaurants to partner with bakeries to offer their baked goods.
ありがとうございました。
Around 11 a.m. she finally takes a lunch break, but often skips it when the bakery is busy. Luckily, she lives close by, so she can take her lunch at home. And while at home, she not only eats, but also does the house chores like dishes and the laundry that she couldn't finish in the morning. Damn, you're gonna eat all that?
これ1個ぐらい食べるけどあとは明日の子供の朝ごはんとかおやつにします。
I guess she's having a peanut butter sandwich, fruit, and a latte today. Before she eats, she quickly updates her bakery's Instagram. What are you posting?
アリパンが10月28日にオープンして、毎月28日はアリパンデーでこういうイベントをやるからそれをアップします。
Cool. It's actually quite common for Japanese restaurants and food businesses to hold such events to build a community of customers by creating seasonal products and unique collaboration items. Arina, what are you gonna do now?
これから戻って明日の仕込みともっとパン作ります。
From now now until 5 p.m., she needs to work diligently, working non-stop along with other workers to bake enough bread for the afternoon and evening rushes.
あとあれか、メロンパン。
While she works on the dough, one of her workers makes the bakery's special custard cream.
ちょっと焦ったかも。このブクブクがね。もうちょい。
Oh, what was wrong?
もうちょっと火を通してほしかった。
Ah, it needs to have a thicker consistency so it won't leak out of the bread.
あ、OK です。
So what do you check for in the cream?
ツヤと、あとさっき周り白いブツブツがあったけど、今ツヤツヤ。
Since the bakery creates over 60 types of baked goods, some with their own unique fillings, it's critical for Arina to check and give the final sign-off to some of their more delicate recipes. Oh, that's a Udani baking method which originated in Japan. Instead of being cooked, the flour is mixed with boiling liquid, then left to cool down before use, which gelatinizes the starch in the flour, resulting in a more tender bread which stays softer for longer. By the way, what are you thinking about when you're doing that?
今日の晩ご飯のこととかあとは何が売れてるか見ながら次何作ろうかなとか。はい。
How's today's sales?
天気いいけどちょっと落ち着いてますね。これではい、2センチで切ります。
Do you know her?
この踊りを教えてもらった先生です。フラメンコの先生です。
Oh, I see. Arina was actually a ballet dancer for over 20 years and started learning flamenco when she was 18. She hasn't been able to attend lessons much after giving birth, so she's happy to see her teacher. Are you tired?
もうひと踏ん張り。
She says that shortly after the bakery opened, she was still recovering from giving birth, but thought she could push through it. Unfortunately, she collapsed from overwork and had to be hospitalized. Since that time, she's been forced to take a more balanced approach to work, family, and her health, despite her tendency to push herself. So, have you ever thought of expanding?
分身ができたら2店舗3店舗やりたいんですけど、今は難しいですね、やっぱり。こんにちは。
Now she hand draws the signage for the bakery's monthly event. Are you done?
はい、終わりました。お迎えに行きます。じゃあお疲れ様です。お疲れ様です。
Yay, finally done. Now that all the baking is finished for the day, she lets her staff handle the sales counter for the rest of the evening.
あとしらす。しらす。
Before picking up her kids, she needs to buy ingredients for dinner at the Shotengai, aka Shopping Street, by her bakery. It's common for these shopping streets to be right in front of the station and to have a covered ceiling to make it more comfortable for shoppers despite the weather. Oh, they're stopping by a Dagashiya, a traditional-style Japanese vintage penny candy shop for kids, often found in quiet local residential areas like this.
違う。これは？違うの？
The snacks and candies sold here usually start from 10 yen, 7 cents, in addition to the prize tickets. Emma's drawing a ticket to win one of the bouncy ball prizes, but she seems upset that she didn't draw the one she wanted.
これで終わりだよ、エマね。OK？
It's tough, huh? Well, I'm glad she's happy now. Before returning home, Arina goes back to the bakery to pick up some bread as the kids usually get hungry before dinner, and they love mommy's bread, as well as choosing from the display. It's become an everyday routine for them.
エマも座って。バイバイ。ただいま。パパいた。ただいま。
Finally home! Oh, and her husband's home before them. While the husband puts the kids in the bath, Arina prepares dinner. Her husband's not always home around this time, but was able to finish early today, which is always a help when it comes to their family's night routine.
みんなに見られていいの？
よっしゃ。
ウィンしな。
How was work?
疲れました。
Hey, I like the pull-up bar. Can you do it?
懸垂。
Yeah.
よし。
何回？
How about 10? Wow, that's hoppy. It's a beer-flavored drink with almost no alcohol. Back in the post-war era, beer was too expensive for most people, so hoppy was created and mixed with soju as a beer substitute. These days, Japanese drink it for fun and as a nostalgic retro experience. Nice. Tonight they're having temaki sushi, a hand-wrapped family-style sushi dinner.
いただきますご飯すごいちょっとで大丈夫あっちいいでしょお座りと上向きでそうそうそう上向き
I guess Emma's still in training. So it looks like Adina and the family will having dinner for just a little bit longer, then probably after that go hang out in the living room, play around until probably 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then all of them will go to sleep together. But that's pretty much a day in the life of a Japanese baker. If you guys like this video, help me out and hit that like button. If you want to help support the channel, check out the Tokyo merch. And if you guys want to see more videos like this or anything related to Japan, hit that subscribe button and the bell button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is behind the counter at a Japanese fugu restaurant. Good morning everyone, I have a fun one for you today because I'm taking you behind the counter at a super local family run fugu restaurant. This is actually the first time I've ever seen it in person, so I'm excited to take you along for the ride. All we have to do now is just wait for the fugu to arrive. In Tokyo's super local Sumiyoshi Ginza shopping street, located just 3 minutes from Sumiyoshi Station, you'll find a family-owned live fugu specialty restaurant, Koshiji. Fugu, also called pufferfish or blowfish, is a luxury food dish in Japan, most famously known for its poisonous organs that, if eaten, can easily lead to death, and why only licensed chefs are able to prepare it. Today, I'm taking you behind the counter to show you how this deadly fish is served in Japan. Good morning! Hey, wait, are we supposed to get the fugu delivery right now? Actually, just got into the car and I thought...
Where's the option to... Oh yeah, unpick completely. Okay.
Hey there, friends. Let's just make a talk. This is heavily. I really miss my gun. I think I left it on the chest. Hang on. I think if I go to my chest over here, I probably have my gun here. Okay. Now it is on my secondary hands, so now it's a lot easier to deal with these guys. So, yeah, this is pretty much it for the updates. There's a lot of new stuff that I'm planning to work on, and that is going to be a lot of new buildings, which then is going to lead me to starting on the basically the village. I'm going to focus on the village pretty early on because
Ah.
chute that slides bodies straight into the morgue. So I repaired both sides, and finally Mr. Donkey had a slippery dip to slide the juicy corpses down. I made a mortuary rack, so I finally had some storage in the morgue too. I then harvested and replanted grapes at my vineyard, using quality fertilizer, which means the Silver Star crops will yield some Gold Star seeds in return, which is how you level up the quality of your harvests over time. My goal was to get a thriving Gold Star vineyard going as soon as possible. And then another body arrived. So the body has disappeared into the chute and just flopped out here. How convenient. By the way, that was my 50th buried body, a wonderful milestone in any young man's life. I then squished out my first pail of Gold Star grape juice, and I put 2 pails in the barrel to ferment into wine. One thing that a bunch of people commented is that the increase in graveyard quality actually increases the amount of money that people give at the church service. So I'm just gonna get it as high as possible. A few choice gravestones and fences raised the quality from 139 to 162 just like that. I also discovered the confessional sometimes gives me faith and a story, which was a nice bonus. Many of you also commented telling me to actually place candles in the candelabra rather than leaving them empty, which I really should have worked out on my own, but I am a goose. I managed to make 28 of these yellow candles with resources I had on hand, and they provided +1 quality to the church each, which was very juicy. Alright, this is gonna be a 69 quality sermon. 22 faith. Let's go. The fellas really did agree that it was a great sermon. I also got over 10 silver in donations. I then decided I should probably clear all this crap out of the graveyard, so I got to digging and chopping until my tools broke, and I left behind about 300 logs. On day 104, I processed some chunks of iron and stone at the stone cutter, chucked some iron onto smelt, and tidied up my chest situation a bit, because we love a tidy chest situation. I then wandered into the church and discovered all those candles I'd lit were already out, so lighting candles is a weekly affair, I guess, which makes sense. I finished clearing the graveyard, although I didn't clear it of the 3,000 logs, and then another body arrived, so I made some more zombie juice out of health powder and blood and resurrected zombie number 8. I managed to get him to 6 white skulls, making him 15% efficient, which means he does tasks at 15% of the speed at which I do tasks, which is not bad for a bloke who's dead. Anyway, I unlocked marble quarrying and zombie quarrying tier 2, and then crafted a bunch of materials with which I built 2 zombie workstations at the marble quarry, as well as an extra porter station. I plonked the fresh zombie on to collect me some marble. I then teleported back home and resurrected zombie number 9, another 15% efficient slave, and I placed him on the other side of the marble quarry. And just like that, I had marble flowing from the hills, along with iron and stone. Oh, this is where the infinite iron thing is. This is what I missed the whole time. This discovery is also thanks to the comment section, another thing I missed in the first 100 days. And it was good to know I could always grab some cheeky chunks of iron in a pinch. I harvested and replanted my crops, and then began a quest towards some alchemy brilliance, which began by researching hemp so that I can break it down into acceleration powder. But then I ran out of faith, so I had to bench that quest for the time being. I instead sold some Silver Star wine to the tavern for about 18 silver, and dealt with the day's juicy corpse. I spent the rest of the night foraging flowers because I wanted to find as many moths as possible. And as day 107 dawned, I harvested and replanted grapes, placed down some more trellises in preparation for a grape empire expansion, and put some more grape juice into ferment. I buried yet another body, had a pretty hefty crafting sesh, built a scroll rack for additional storage below the church, and then went on another moth collecting quest. While out, I discovered my faithful tree chop zombie had totally filled up the log stockpile, which had halted work, so I took a few out and chucked them on the ground and he got back to it. Like the video and subscribe if you believe Mr. Undead Lumberjack is a great worker who deserves Employee of the Month. I managed to collect 21 moths in total, and suddenly it was Sunday again, so I made some more candles, but I was extremely low on beeswax. I did however have some candles left over from last week, so I managed to get most of the candelabra looking fancy, and I received 20 faith for my efforts. I immediately put these to work researching moths and bat wings, as it was time for my alchemy genius to shine. And when I say alchemy genius, I mean I looked up a sweet recipe on Google. I milled a bunch of hemp into acceleration powder, mixed a bunch of moths into chaos solution, and then realized I didn't have an alchemy workbench tier 2 yet, so my plans were thwarted yet again. I crafted some jointings, put on some steel parts to smelt using steel ingots and ceramic bowls, and kept myself busy while I waited for the steel parts to be ready. Once they were, I headed back down, removed my alchemy workbench tier 1 and replaced it with a tier 2 workbench, and finally I could craft the potion of my dreams. The speed potion. I made a stack of 20. And then I logged out for a while, and when I came back I totally forgot I had them, so I did some random chores, but eventually I remembered. Oh yeah, we got the speed potion going, baby. Look at me go. So fast. As you can see, the extreme speed pleased me greatly, and now between my Usain Bolt athleticism and the teleport stone, I was ready to zoom around the world and be a productivity guru, which is a big improvement from the first 100 days where I just ran around like a slow idiot the whole time. I then ground a bunch of wheat into flour before speed car racing over to the miller.
Look at me go. Look at me zoom.
I bought all the flour he had in stock and then sold it all back to him along with the flour I just milled, and this unlocked tier 3 of his vendor options, which will be available tomorrow. This will let me purchase Gold Star hop seeds, which I can use to get Gold Star hops for Gold Star beer. I also bought some Silver Star onion and lentil seeds from Old MacDonald. I zoomed up to Witch Hill for no particular reason. I think I just like zooming, to be honest. And then I planted my onion seeds with fertilizer, hoping to work towards some Gold Star onions, which I'll need to make Gold Star burgers for the Inquisitor's snack stand along with the beer. I suddenly realized old mate Communist Donkey hadn't delivered me a body for a while, and sure enough his carrot crate was fresh out, so I grabbed some of the carrots my zombie farm had faithfully yielded me and chucked them in. I harvested and replanted at the vineyard, chucked some more wine on, which I guess goes without saying, I'm always making wine, and then ran to the miller and bought my first Gold Star hop seed. He only had one in stock though, the silly goose, so I grabbed 8 Bronze Star seeds too, which I immediately planted with quality fertilizer. I then realized destroying my tier 1 alchemy workbench was a mistake, as you can only craft 3 ingredient recipes at the tier 2 workbench, so I made myself another one. I unlocked Beekeeper, which lets me collect more honey, and then went on a bee and moth collection rampage until dawn. I unlocked complex fertilizers, granting the quality fertilizer tier 2 recipe. I tended to my crops, dealt with another body, and I also unlocked the marble gravestones research. This allowed me to make marble grave fences with just 2 marble, so I hoped these would give some juicy blue tech points, since stone fences give 5 each, but for some reason they only gave red points. This was disappointing, but they do give +4 quality, so I placed a bunch and managed to raise the graveyard quality to 202.
Whoa, what the heck? Why? He's damaging everything.
Yeah, so Yorick the Ghost went off his noodle because he was angry about the red skull bodies in the graveyard. And apparently he was Thor before he died because he unleashed a bunch of lightning bolts, which damaged some of my grave decorations. This was rather inconvenient as it tanked my graveyard quality back down to 183. I quickly repaired and replaced the broken decorations and scraped my way back up to 207 just in time for the bishop's arrival. I turned in my quest to get the graveyard up to 200 quality, and the bishop was pleased, but I still owed him 3 Gold Star statues of himself before he'd be ready to upgrade the church to a cathedral. I'd only managed to collect 5 beeswax since last Sunday, so I crafted a whopping 8 candles, which I placed, and received 18 faith for my sermon. I also got about 13.5 silver, thanks to the recent increase in graveyard quality. I crafted the stories I'd accumulated into notes and chapters, as these give me some handy blue points, and then I finally remembered that I have like 300 quests I should be doing, so I decided to pay Miss Charm a visit. She insulted me like 100 days ago, so I used 5 faith to muster up the confidence to demand an apology, and insist that I'm not a small man. She was impressed, and I earned myself 10 friendship points, and I was able to ask her about Snake. She clearly wasn't the biggest fan of the bloke, as she asked me to throw some fake coins in his face and see how he reacts. I then gave the poet a bunch of Silver Star wine, in return for which he gave me a bunch of Silver Star stories, until he got annoyed at me for claiming all his best work and told me to go away. I managed to get 5 stories total. I bought some more gold hop seeds from the miller, and this time he had 6 in stock. I also bought 5 Gold Star hops, and I bought 1 Silver Star pumpkin from the farmer. I collected some water, grabbed some wheat I had lying around, and put my first Gold Star beer on to ferment. Another body arrived, so I zombified it. Zombie number 10.
Hey. Excellent. There you go.
This discovery was thanks to another commenter, who mentioned you can actually put zombies to work on most machines. I put a bunch more steel onto smelt, planted my hop seeds and harvested and replanted grapes, and I was now up to 17 Gold Star grape seeds, so the journey towards Gold Star wine was looking positive. The merchant was visiting today, so I bought a trade license for 50 silver and headed into town to give it to him. And so began our startup business venture, Graveyard Veggies.
Yo, I didn't know we were going to get a whole office. Crates of goods okay, so he's still going to show up on the same day and he'll take crates of goods.
To begin with, I could only sell 1 crate at a time, and it looked like each crate would net me around 15 silver depending on what I filled it with. So finally, I had a reliable money-making option. I resurrected zombie number 11 and chucked him into the porter station up here so he'll cart home infinite logs for me. Day 118 was Snake's day to visit, so I gave him the fake coins Miss Charm gave me and he just said it was a joke, and then essentially called me a simp. How rude. I made a couple more trunks for the farm area because I had seeds and peat coming out my ears, and then buried another body. I then built the crate factory. This is where I can put together various crates of goods to sell through the business with the merchant. I can do boxes of various quality vegetables or boxes of goods, filled with anything from nails to ceramic jugs. Nails sounded like an easy option to me, so I put Mr. Zombie on to craft a bunch. I then cooked 8 Gold Star human meat burgers using the Gold Star onions I'd managed to farm.
Alright, so now I've got 8 Gold Star burgers and 10 Gold Star beers. I think that might be enough.
It was witch burning day, so I was able to test my theory, and I did indeed have enough. I served up the 10 beer and 5 burgers, and the Inquisitor was very impressed.
I'm 7. I'm in the I'm in the little buffet stand serving all these nerds beer. Let's go. Beer washes away all sins. Well said. The best burning he's ever been to. Bunch of cannibals they don't even know.
I received 4 faith and 33 silver for my glorious efforts serving beer and burgers, so that was by far my most profitable endeavor to date. I then checked out the portal.
A golden angle, an endless notebook, and a necklace for the barrel. I need a salty fork, a mirror of pride. I'm pretty sure that's the bishop's. And the eternal burning coal, probably the blacksmith.
I was pretty sure all of those items could be attained from various villages, so I just needed to keep following all the quest lines, and I was confident I'd get the portal repaired eventually and I could go home to my love. By the way, by this point,
I just spent the last like 30 hours. It just.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I don't want to be up here anymore. Let's see if they're coming. Oh, yep. That's coming. For sure.
Whoa! This is a subscription checkpoint, right? If you're not subscribed and you've watched this much, what am I saying right now? I'm trying to make you subscribe, right? If you want to, do it. If you don't want to, I don't know. Okay, I hope you do though. Genuinely, from the bottom of a man's heart, I hope you just shut up. Let them watch the video. Okay, come on, I'm leaving.
Oh! Close the door. This is open. Wait, wasn't there a closed door somewhere else? Okay. Okay. Yep. That's right. You know what I just realized? Look what I can do. Wait, think about this. I want to make a halberd. But I can't use a shield. I need to use a shield. So I want